Base, I'm going to start with Makeup Forever HD, and this is 115. This is a really nice foundation for any kind of special occasion where you're going to be photographed a lot, so it looks really good on camera, and it doesn't have any SPF, so it's a nice fine foundation. And as this is sort of special occasion makeup, I'm going to take a little bit down onto the neck and also the chest if you're wearing a particular dress that's maybe low at the front, and just to make sure all the skin is even. And I'm using this clean kabuki brush just to smooth everything. So next I'm going to use some Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector. This has been decanted into a small pot in my kit, and I've already applied one thin layer already, which you can see. So I'm just going to add another layer over the top. Very, very thin layers, and just pat all those edges. I'm using the foundation brush that I used, so there's a tiny bit of foundation left on it, but not much. So next I'm going to use blush, and I'm going to use cream blush this time, which is one of the new Chanel ones, which I've been using in my kit for the last couple of months, and they're really lovely. They're sort of like a cross between a traditional cream blush, a sort of creamy one like the Bobbi Brown ones, and more of a mousse texture, so it's got that sort of very light, almost fluffy feel to it, and they have quite a velvety finish, so they're not too shiny, so they're good for all different skin types as well. And they work perfectly well with fingers. You can just keep adding more. They're very easy to blend, or if you want to, you can use a brush and just use it to smooth off those edges. That just gives a really beautiful rosy glow, which this look definitely had. So on to eyes. I'm going to start by using the NARS Pro Prime. I'm going to use that all over Maya's lids before we put eyeshadow on. So I'm going to use the Rosy Nude palette by Dior, and this is what I used on Jessica, and I love this palette for brides, for red carpet, because it's got a really nice mix of plummy pink tones and sort of browny tones and warm tones, and I just think it suits so many different skin tones, and it's a really versatile palette. So I'm going to start by using this shade here, which is a kind of shimmery, sable-y, minky colour. It's very, very pretty. I'm going to use that all over Maya's lids. Very, very light. You don't need to use much of these, actually. They're pretty pigmented. Then using the darkest shade from the palette, which is almost a sort of plummy shade, really. I'm going to start to use that at the outer corner. I have still got to do my concealer, but I'm going to do it after the eyes in case anything drops down. Although they're not too dark, so shouldn't do. Just really, really softly defining and shading. And every now and again, open your eyes, look straight ahead, and then you can sort of see where you need to bring it up to. You just want it to give shape to the eyes, so a little bit above the socket line there. But really pretty, really soft. So next, using a mixture of those two shades that I've just used on Maya's lid. Look up for me, Maya. I'm going to use a wash underneath, so I've got a real mixture of those two shades going on. And then at the outer corner, I'm going to add a touch more of the darkest shade. So just bringing that bit extra there at the outer corner, just to define. So next, using the rose pink shade in the palette. Close your eyes for me. Just going to pat that in just at the inner corner, so you get a little hint of rose coming through there. And then the lightest colour, which is the highlighter. Very lightly, I don't want anything too shiny, but just as a wash really of the very, very palest shade up on the high point. And you could also, using either a small brush or a Q-tip, put a little bit of the rose pink. Look up for me, darling. In the corner, right there. So you can see this is really, really subtle, and that's the look we're going for. When it gets really bright here, it starts to look quite old-fashioned, I think. Just keep it really, really soft. Okay, so before we do anything else, we can now do concealer. And I'm going to start by doing under eyes. I'm using the Clinique airbrush. I'm going to use that with a brush. So if you look up for me, I'm just patting that on. If any of the brown had dropped down, you could use a Q-tip just to clean all the little drops away. In this case, we're absolutely fine. So on to main concealing. I'm going to use Secret Camouflage, and you may think this is a strange time to be concealing, but this is actually a really good time because the foundation has sunk in, everything's starting to sort of settle down, and you can really see where you need to conceal. You can use a pinpoint brush if it's just little tiny little spots and things. Maya's got really good skin. If you have areas that are bigger that you need to conceal, you can use a much fluffier, bigger brush, something like a 217, maybe around the chin for concealing, or if there's anything on the neck, any little spots or any marks. And if you have anything that's quite strong that needs concealing, maybe like some pigmentation or something, you could use something like a Vichy Dermablend or a Keramask concealer. So on to powder, and Maya has oily skin, so I'm actually going to use powder all over. Just a really light layer. I'm just going to sort of almost roll it and pat it into the skin and then buff it off. If your skin is dry, then you won't need it all over probably. Most people, I think, benefit from powder on the T-zone, whatever your skin tone is, just because it gives it a nice velvety look, and it's really good in photos. So that's a nice velvety look, and if you have got very oily skin, then you're likely to have to redo that every couple of hours just to keep your makeup looking great. So next I'm going to use waterproof gel liner, and this is Mauve ink, which is a black mauve, sorry, it's a sort of plummy dark colour. Just really working that into the roots of the lashes, almost patting it in between. And I'm going to do it a lot thinner into the inner corner and then slightly thicker at the outer corner. And it's not a very winged eye look, but it's always nice just to lift the eyes slightly. So I'm going to just give that edge a little extension and just lift it slightly. So you can see from the front, it just elongates the eye. So onto lashes, and let's give them a really good curl. For lashes, I'm using the Giorgio Armani Eyes to Kill Waterproof. This is a great mascara for a wedding, I think. Long lasting, and I found it to be one of the best waterproof ones. There's lots of them that say they're waterproof. They really just aren't, which is kind of annoying. I'm going to apply some Liz Martin's lashes now. These are the nice bushy individual ones, which just add a lot more depth. I'm mainly going to use some short ones and a couple of mediums just at the outer edge. So I'm using the Duo glue, which is my favourite surgical glue. It looks white, but it dries clear. And then you just drop them on top of your natural lashes. And I've done lots of videos using these, and also a video all about how to apply them, so I'll link to that. So that's about 6 lashes on each eye. Just close for me. And then once they're dry, you can just touch the roots with a black liquid liner. This is a matte liquid liner, so it just helps to really blend them in. So I'm going to use the Suq powder palette for brows. This is good because it has a sort of taupey colour, greys and browns. Mix those together. I've slightly dampened the brush as well, just for getting the initial shape on. Just working that into the high point first, and then slightly extending here from the high point, working out. And then once the brush is a little bit drier, we can just fill in a little bit with some dry powder and just keep brushing, so you get that really nice natural look to the brow, but it's still got the definition. So I'm using 8 Hour cream here with a cotton bud. Before we start using any lip products, I'm going to just smooth over and give those a little buff. So just rolling the cotton bud just helps to get rid of any loose skin and clean off the lips. And you don't want it to be too overloaded with products, so not just a little bit on left on the lips, and that'll help to really slide the lip pencil. I'm using Bobbi Brown Pale Pink lip liner, so I'm going to use that all over the lips as a kind of stain really. Really working it in a nice thin layer. Then using the same lip liner, I'm just going to shape the lips as well. So I've gone all over the lip and now I'm using it to line. But really buffing that line in to the lip so we don't have any harsh edges anywhere. And to finish off, I'm going to use this nude, pinky nude lip colour all over the lips. And just really pat that in so it looks nice and natural. And then if you wanted to, right at the end, we used the cream blusher and we've used our concealer and we've powdered and we've finished the skin. But if you wanted, you could go back in with a powder blusher, maybe something with a little bit of shimmer in, and just add a touch more over the top. And I find that really lasts a long time when you use a cream underneath, then you powder, and then you finish off with a little bit of powder over the top. It really helps to sort of seal those layers together. You get that lovely rosy glow. Actually, once I'd finished the look on Jessica, because she was wearing this beautiful silvery dress, I actually went in with a silver eyeshadow and just added a little bit of that silveriness to it, just because it sort of tied her dress in with everything. If I'm doing the exact look. So that's it, that's the finished look. You're all ready to go wherever, whichever special occasion you're going to.
Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how I did this makeup. It's makeup inspired by Lucy Hale. I put the picture somewhere here, probably just on the middle because I still can't figure it out how to just like pop the picture beside me, but that's okay, I'll get there. And yeah, I hope it's not going to be really chaotic, but useful. So yeah, just let's get started. I'm using the Revlon color Stay in Buff for oily and combination skin. And what I do is I just apply a little bit of that on the lid of actually my bronzer. It's just a little bit, as you can see. It's probably not even full pump. And then I just take this, it's flat brush, it has two ends, and the one is for corrector and the other one is for foundation. But this one I found a little bit hard, and I have other one for concealer, so I just use that to apply small dots over my face.
You're everything, yeah, that's beautiful. Yes, to me.
And now I'm taking my big powder brush. Oh, and I'm using the Rimmel Stay Matte. Okay, so in this makeup, Lucy has pretty strong highlighted cheeks, so I'm going to do the same. And I'm using my bronzer from Anyway. It's in a shade 3, they don't have names, but it's shade 3. It's pretty good matte bronzer. The strongest contouring Lucy here has in this part of face, so I just do that.
Around to seem occupied, 'cause I'm trying so hard to hide, yeah, all of these feelings.
Oh, I'm taking the powder brush again, and I just go with those round motions to just like blend it in and make it look natural. Okay, and now cheeks. For cheeks, she doesn't really have any strong color, so I'm just using this. That's pretty random thing, but it's from Claire's. And it's just this palette like that, and it has really nice kind of brownish, pinky blushers in it. They're really smooth. They're like really subtle colors, but they still give a little bit of like the hint of pink. So I'm just going to add that on my cheeks. So I'll be using 3 eyeshadows. One is going to be from MUA palette. I love eyeshadows from MUA, but sadly the packaging is just crap. So I'm using this light brown. It's really light color. And then the other color I'm using, sadly the packaging broke, but it's just this matte brown from Bell, I think. It's Polish company. They have really nice cosmetics, really like them. Okay, so I'm going to take first the light brown eyeshadow, and with my flat brush, just normal flat brush, I'm going to add that on my upper lid. Okay, so I have brown on my upper lid, and now I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to apply the dark matte brown just here on the inner outer corner. You don't have to be really accurate with those colors, with applying those colors, because we'll be blending them anyways. And also I'm applying this color here on the lower eyelid, but just like in the corner, maybe like 1/4 of eye here. Okay. And now I'm taking my blending brush and I'm just blending all that together. Okay, so once that is blended, I'm going to take my small, it's blending brush, but I don't actually find it that nice to blending. It's like that. It's a bit too hard to blend nicely with that, but yeah, I'm just using some highlight color from the MUA palette. It's just this beige color, and just put a little bit of this in my inner corner. And Lucy has also really strong highlight under eyebrow, and so I'm going also to highlight that part. Normally I don't highlight that strong, but in this makeup you can see that there is this strong highlight there. I'm making sure my blending brush is clean, and I'm just slightly blending the highlight with the brown color that I have here, just to make it look all nice. Okay, so as a next step, I'm just taking my kohl from Clinique. It's in black, and I'm going just to draw a line here. It doesn't have to be really clean, nice line, because we are going to blend that line. And I'm taking this brush, it has really firm bristles, and I'm just blending it like that. And especially I'm taking this to the outer corner. Okay, and the same on the second eye. I feel like I need a little bit more of this dark matte brown, because I don't want the black line to stand out like that in the outer corner. I just want it to be kind of all together thing. So just a little bit in the same place, but just a tiny bit more to just make it a little bit darker. I'm also using this kohl to my waterline. And what I lately like to do is to use 2 mascaras. First, for kind of priming, I use the CoverGirl Lash Blast Lux mascara, and I really like it, and I would use it on its own, but it has those weird sparkles to it. You can't really see that on eye, like there is no glitter or anything, but it has those tiny shiny, it's like a dust shiny dust or whatever, which causes the mascara to not be super black. So I always use this Essence Get Big Lashes, and I love this mascara even on its own. It's like less than €3 and it's so good. Okay, so I finished the coat with the CoverGirl mascara, and now I'm just adding the Essence Get Big Lashes. It has this humongous brush. If you can see, it's like the size of my thumb. It's really liquidy, so when I'm using it on its own, I have to be really careful to not make any mess around the eye. But only as a coat over the CoverGirl mascara, it's just awesome. And of course bottom eyelashes too, but I'm not going all the way to the inner corner. I'm just using this mascara like here, focusing more on outer corner. Okay, so that's the eye look. Now I'm just going to go ahead and fill in my eyebrows. So for my lips, I'm going to use this Maybelline Crazy Pink lipstick. It's from Color Sensational, and it's this crazy pink, exactly how it's called. So I'm just using my brush. So I think we are done, and yeah, that's the final look. I hope it wasn't too awkward for first tutorial and that you enjoyed that. And yeah, let me know please in comments if it was any good and if I should keep doing the tutorials. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!
So today is January 2nd, 2014, and I just want to greet you all a very happy new year. And yesterday, January 1st, actually marks my first year in uploading videos in this channel. I actually uploaded my very first video on January 1st, and then I deleted it. I just wasn't sure if I was making any sense posting that video. Deleted and re-uploaded the video maybe 5 times until I finally decided just leave that video there, and it was my daytime skincare routine. So yeah, it's been a year, and so far it's been a fun and exciting experience, and I really want to thank you all for all the love and support, and I hope that you will continue to love me and support me in this journey. This video I'm going to share with you a very natural looking wedding makeup. I am inspired to do this video since one of my best friends in the whole wide world is getting married tomorrow, January 3. So I'm really excited for her and her groom to be. I know it's really sad that I can't attend her wedding. I wish I can, but things happen. But she knows that I will be there in spirit. But also their wedding is happening sooner than what was planned, so I wasn't ready. And yes, God works in mysterious ways, and He is good all the time. He will give us the gift that we've always wanted in the most unexpected time, and I am really happy for you guys. So fall in love, congratulations and best wishes. I am so happy for the both of you. You are two wonderful people. You really do deserve each other. So anyway, onto the makeup. I was actually asked back in June 2014 by one of my friends if I can share my own wedding day makeup. And this happened in June, and June is like the wedding month. Now it was actually a kind suggestion or a request, but I was busy at that time. I just got back from the Philippines, and I don't know, I just didn't have time to do that. And I think that this is the perfect time to do this wedding day makeup tutorial or video. Alright, so again, somebody asked me to share my own wedding day makeup. Yes, I am married, but I never really had an actual wedding. You know what I mean? It will happen one day in God's time. So I told this friend of mine that, you know, oh, my own wedding day makeup was ridiculous. I got ready in like 5 minutes. It's so simple. I was 24 when I got married to my husband right now, and I really didn't know. I mean, I still have a lot to learn about makeup application, but back then I have very little knowledge and skills about makeup. So, and also at that time, I barely or rarely wear makeup. So compared to how I would normally look on a daily basis, even if I only spent 5 minutes to do my makeup the day that I got married to my husband right now, I'd like to believe that I looked better, or shall I just say at least more polished the day that I got married. I don't know, I really hope so. As you can see, this wedding makeup look is very natural looking. It's very simple. If I was a bride, I would prefer a really natural look that, you know, when I walk down the aisle, my husband would still recognize me. So I really want a natural makeup, something, or at least something really close to what I would normally wear, a notch or a level darker or more intense. And I say this because if you look really pale, or if you put a really light makeup, you would look washed out in your wedding photos and in your videos. I don't know why, for some reason, I am not so sure how the camera is gonna pick this up, but looking at the mirror, my face, my neck, and my chest stay perfectly matched. I cannot really tell how the camera is gonna pick this up, but I hope that it will show how whatever I see in my mirror right here. On a bride, I really want a makeup look that makes her look like herself, but better and more polished and put together and more fresh and radiant and glowing. It's really my type of a beautiful wedding makeup. Most of the products that I use in this video are waterproof and long lasting. They are tried and tested. I mean, based on my experience with these products anyway, they really last for a very long time. And we all know during weddings, people cry, the bride cry. I want the makeup to be really long lasting. Anyway, I think I have talked way too much, making this introduction really long, and I'm sorry about that. I just got carried away. And you have to be quick because it dries pretty fast.
Mommy.
You say hi.
Hey.
Can you say Nashville?
Fizzle.
Can you say Nashville?
Fizzle.
One more time. Can you say Nashville?
Fizzle.
Nashville! Set my BB cream. I'm gonna use this Ben Nye banana powder.
Mommy.
BB. Guys, I hope you don't mind. How about you wipe your nose? Or Baba.
I did.
Hello.
Hey.
Can you say kumusta?
Tapos
all. Alright, so this is the final look, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video and I hope that this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching this video and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!
Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to recreate one of JLo's beautiful luminous glowy neutral makeup looks. It's a heavy glam contour look but nonetheless extremely flawless and easy to do. So everyone, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start off by priming the skin using Benefit's That Girl Primer, and this primer creates a beautiful luminous base to the skin. I'm going to apply some product onto a few areas and then blend it out using a beauty blender. I absolutely love the effect that this primer creates. It just brightens up the complexion and just creates a wide awake glow. After I've blended that out, I'm going to begin contouring the face. To contour today, I'm going to select a foundation that's at least 2 shades darker than my natural skin tone, and then I'm going to carve out the areas I would like to contour or recede. This is what's going to give that effect of sculpting the face and make the face appear slimmer or more angular. So on me personally, I like to add some product onto my jawline to sculpt the jawline, the cheekbones, the nose, under the chin and the forehead. I also like to define the eye area if I'm using neutral shadows, as this just creates a beautiful and sculpted effect. To highlight today, I'm going to be using L'Oreal's Touche Magique, and this is a shade that has got a really good yellow undertone, which suits my skin tone perfectly, and I'm going to go through and apply this in whisker-like motions under the eyes, and make sure that you create an upside down triangle. This is what gives the most impact when you're highlighting the eye area. Then I'm going to apply some onto my chin and in between my brows and the bridge of the nose, and this is going to brighten those areas. To create a more natural effect, I then use a foundation that's the same colour as my skin tone, and I'm going to apply this into the other areas where we have no product, and this is just going to allow us to blend seamlessly. Using my beauty blender, and make sure that it's always damp, I'm going to begin using the ball end and pressing that into the skin to blend the product in. Personally, I like to use a beauty blender when I'm doing this amount of heavy contouring. It just creates a more natural and dewy effect to the skin. So just keep going through and blending, and then I like to blend out the contour last. When you're doing this type of contouring, try to keep emotions contained so that you don't blend everything together and create a muddy appearance to the skin. The powder I'm going to use today to set the highlight is the Ben Nye Banana powder, which is a beautiful luxury powder, and if it suits your skin tone then this is definitely a must-have for you. This is also the powder that Kim Kardashian's artist uses to set her highlight as well. Next it's time to set the contour. So for me, I like to use a bronzer, but if you don't want to create a more sculpted effect to the skin, then you can just go ahead and use a powder. But for me, I like to use a medium powder brush and just swipe this over the areas where we have applied the contour product. I like how doing this also adds extra warmth and depth to the skin tone. A good inexpensive tool to use to sculpt your cheekbones is the brush that comes with the Benefit Hoola Bronzer, as this is a perfect shape to get right into the hollows of your cheekbone. To sculpt the brows today, I'm going to be using Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in the shade Chocolate, and I'm going to use a MAC 263 angled brush to go through and begin filling in the brows. Then to brush all the brow hairs into place, I like to use Benefit's Gimme Brow, which is one of my favourite products, and this just keeps the brows really groomed all day long. As always, before we apply any eyeshadow, I like to prime my eyelids, and this is going to ensure that the eyeshadow doesn't crease and that it's long wearing and vibrant in colour. Then I like to use a synthetic brush and blend it all out onto the eyelid. The eyeshadow palette I'm going to be using today is one of my all-time favourites, the Lorac Unzipped, and I'm going to take an eyeshadow blending brush and begin applying the shade Unconditional right through the crease. This is going to create a soft, shadowy contour to the eyes. Then I'm going to take this matte medium brown shade onto a tapered crease brush, and I'm going to focus this shade right into the crease of the eyes. And by doing so, we're going to add intensity and warmth to the eyeshadow look. Then I'm going to use the same shade and use a tapered crease brush with a pointy end and just apply some more to the crease just to create a more defined effect. Taking that same brush, I'm also going to swipe some onto the lower lash line as well. And this is what's going to create that smoky, hazy effect. Then I'm going to take the shade Unattainable on a fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to swipe this over the crease of the eyes to give the eyes some sparkle. To highlight and define the brow bone, I'm going to use Sigma's Bring to Light Duo, and I'm going to take the matte shade and begin swiping this right underneath the brows. Next, picking up another blending brush, I'm going to pick up this rose gold shimmery shade, which is called Unreal, out of the palette, and I'm going to swipe this over top of the brow bone just to give the eyes some shimmer. The liner I'm using today is Napoleon's Brown Gel Eyeliner, and the reason I'm going to use a brown is because this look is very understated and natural, and this is just going to line the lash line and intensify the lash line. We're not going to go too crazy with the winged liner. Then I'm going to apply Benefit's They're Real Mascara and prep my eyelashes for falsies. The false eyelashes I'm using today are XO Beauty's The Wanderlust, and I'm applying these using my Duo Eyelash Glue. To blend my natural lashes with my false lashes, I'm going to use the Benefit They're Real Mascara and just swipe it through like this. The blush I'm using today is Benefit's Rockateur, and I'm going to use an angled brush to buff this onto the cheeks like this. This blush actually has shimmery undertones to it, so it actually makes the skin glow at the same time. Then to add a further pop of bronze to the cheeks, I'm going to use MAC's Riri Collection blush, and I'm going to just pop this onto the cheeks like this, dabbing it on, just to create a little bit of intensity. And of course, as with the any JLo look, you've got to take the glow to the next level, and today I'm going to be using MAC's Superb Highlighter, and I'm just going to use a tapered Sigma face brush to pop this onto the cheekbones and the bridge of the nose and the tip of the nose. I love using this method to highlight the skin. It just creates the most gorgeous effect when your face catches the light. To finish off the look, I'm going to be matching the lips to the picture of JLo, which is the inspiration picture, And I'm going to apply this to the outer rim of the lips as well as filling in the outer corners of the lips, and this is going to create that ombre effect. Then I'm going to apply Australis Velour Lips to the center, and this is going to give the illusion of fuller lips. Then just to finish off the look, I'm just going to buff a tiny bit more highlight and just blend everything in so it's nice and seamless, and we're done. And voila, this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to recreate JLo's glowy neutral makeup look. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I will see you beauties in my next video. Bye!
Feuchtigkeitsspendende Hautcreme Creme auf, um meine Haut auf das Make-up vorzubereiten. Und ich trage auch etwas Lipbalm auf, um den Lippen Elastizität zu verleihen und um sie auf später vorzubereiten, wo wir Lippenstift auftragen werden. Damit der Lidschatten lange hält und die Farben etwas intensiver wirken, prime ich meine Augen mit meinem Urban Decay Primer Potion. Ihr könnt natürlich jeden beliebigen Primer verwenden oder aber einen hellen Concealer. Wie immer werde ich alle Produkte, die ich verwendet habe, unten in der Box auflisten. Die erste Farbe, die ich verwende, ist aus der Urban Decay Naked Palette und diese trage ich mit einem MAC 217 Pinsel auf meinem gesamten beweglichen Lid auf. Ihr müsst natürlich nicht die gleichen Produkte verwenden wie ich, es geht nur darum, dass es ähnliche Farben sind. Mit einem Verblenderpinsel von Sigma trage ich einen hellen matten Braunton in meine Lidfalte auf und ich fange außen an, denn dort soll die meiste Farbe abgegeben werden und ziehe dann die Farbe bis in die inneren Augenwinkel hin. Außerdem trage ich die Farbe auch ein bisschen oberhalb meiner Lidfalte auf, um mein Auge optisch etwas zu vergrößern. Mit einem Filzstift-Eyeliner ziehe ich einen Lidstrich und hier musste ich erstmal kurz überlegen, wie ich den Lidstrich auch wirklich ziehen möchte. Mit einem schwarzen Kohlkajal ziehe ich meinen oberen Wimpernrand nach, um den Augen einfach etwas mehr Intensität zu verleihen. Jetzt kommen wir zu einem der wichtigsten Produkte aus diesem Make-up und zwar der glitzernde Eyeliner. Ich benutze hier einen von P2 aus der aktuellen Kollektion, der übrigens sehr, sehr gut nach Vanille riecht. Ich kenne eigentlich gar keine Eyeliner, die gut riechen. Auf jeden Fall trage ich den hier mit einem MAC Angled Brush über meinem schwarzen Lidstrich auf. Dieser P2 Eyeliner hat eine sehr schöne Farbe und riecht gut. Allerdings würde ich ihn euch nicht unbedingt empfehlen, denn er schmiert sehr stark und auch nach zweimaligem Waschen, also morgens und abends, habe ich immer noch Glitzerstücke auf meiner Augenpartie. Ja. Mit einem dunkelblauen Eyeliner zeichne ich meinen unteren Wimpernkranz nach. Das wird die Basis für den silbernen Eyeliner sein. Ich benutze hier kein Schwarz, damit das nicht allzu dunkel wird. Zum Highlighten benutze ich einen matten Vanilleton. Den trage ich unter meinen Augenbrauen auf. Damit ihr einen schönen Übergang vom Braun zum Highlighter habt, könnt ihr den gleichen Pinsel einfach umdrehen und dann nochmal über den Rand gehen. So habt ihr dann einen schönen Übergang. Ich werde jetzt mit meinem Gesichtsmake-up weitermachen und dann das Augen-Make-up vervollständigen. Damit das Make-up länger hält und meine Poren kleiner wirken, trage ich etwas Primer auf den Partien auf, wo meine Poren eben etwas vergrößert sind. Und zwar benutze ich hier den Porefessional von Benefit. Diese Foundation trage ich heute zum ersten Mal auf. Ich bin bisher ziemlich zufrieden damit, allerdings braucht man recht viel Produkt für das gesamte Gesicht. Um dem Gesicht wirklich viel Ausdruck zu verleihen, sind die Augenbrauen sehr, sehr wichtig. Dafür kämme ich meine Augenbrauen erstmal runter und werde dann Puder auftragen. Und meiner Meinung nach ist es hilfreich, die Augenbrauenhärchen etwas runter zu kämmen, bevor man das Puder oder aber den Stift aufträgt. Denn so sieht man am besten, wo man noch etwas nachhelfen muss. Und wenn man dann nachher mit dem Bürstchen nochmal drüber geht und die Haare in die richtige Position kämmt, wird das Ganze viel natürlicher aussehen und die Härchen werden auch das Puder oder den Stift etwas überdecken und so wird man natürliche, schöne und volle Augenbrauen haben. Ich benutze ein Art Deko-Puder und einen Real Techniques Pinsel, der eigentlich dafür gedacht ist, Lippenstift aufzutragen, aber wie ich hier feststelle, funktioniert das auch für die Augenbrauen sehr gut. Ich benutze den Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, um meine Augenringe abzudecken und mein Gesicht zu highlighten. Dafür bilde ich eine Art Dreieck unter meiner Augenpartie und trage Concealer auf meinem Kinn, oberhalb meiner Oberlippe und auf meiner Stirn auf. Und der Concealer oberhalb der Lippe ist dafür da, um die obere Lippe optisch etwas größer wirken zu lassen. Meiner Meinung nach ist es am einfachsten, wenn man den Concealer in den inneren Augenwinkeln mit dem Finger verblendet, denn durch die Wärme des Fingers lässt sich der Concealer sehr gut in die Haut einarbeiten. Ich werde jetzt das Augen-Make-up vervollständigen. Dafür nehme ich nochmal den Eyeliner von P2 und trage ihn über dem blauen Lidstrich unterhalb der unteren Wimpern auf. Um das Augen-Make-up abzurunden und es etwas smokier erscheinen zu lassen, verwende ich nochmal den braunen matten Lidschatten, den ich auch in der Lidfalte aufgetragen habe, und trage ihn unterhalb des Eyeliners auf. Um den Concealer zu fixieren und dafür zu sorgen, dass er wirklich lange hält und sich nicht in den Fältchen absetzt, pudere ich diese Stellen etwas nach und außerdem trage ich noch etwas Highlighter in den inneren Augenwinkeln auf. Ich nehme dafür die Farbe, die wir auf dem gesamten beweglichen Lid aufgetragen haben, und dadurch wirken die Augen wacher und größer und das Augen-Make-up glamouröser. Dann tusche ich noch meine unteren Wimpern und damit sind die Augen auch schon fertig. Um mein Gesicht zu konturieren, benutze ich einen Bronzer und trage ihn unterhalb meiner Wangenknochen, auf der Stirn, auf der Nase und unterhalb des Kinns auf. Die Stelle, an der man den Pinsel zuerst ansetzt, wird natürlich am dunkelsten sein. Deswegen sollte man immer am Rand anfangen und dann die Farbe zur Gesichtsmitte hin verblenden. Zuletzt verwende ich noch einen Highlighter und zwar von Manhattan. Den trage ich mit einem Sigma Blending Pinsel auf. Eigentlich ist das ein Pinsel für die Augen, aber ich finde, der eignet sich auch sehr gut zum Highlighten der Wangen, denn er ist sehr klein und hat auch genau die richtige Breite. Der Lippenstift, den ich auftrage, ist von MAC und zwar in der Farbe Snob. Es ist einfach ein pinker Lippenstift, der stark an rosanes Kinderkaugummi erinnert. Und zum Schluss trage ich noch etwas Gloss auf, damit der Look noch glamouröser wirkt und abendtauglicher. Hier verwende ich ein Lipgloss von Douglas, den man zurzeit übrigens kostenlos erhalten kann, wenn man über 39 € bestellt. Ich werde euch unten den Code in der Box hinterlassen. Und das ist das Ergebnis. Ich hoffe sehr, dass euch das Video gefallen hat und dass ihr diesen Look vielleicht auch mal zu Hause schminken werdet. Wenn ihr noch mehr von mir sehen möchtet, dann vergesst nicht, meinen Kanal zu abonnieren. Ich wünsche euch noch alles Gute und bis ganz bald. Ciao!